What if I told you a tiny number, just 0.3% could be the clue to unlock your next job in Canada? And I'm sure it's going to sound strange, but hear me out. There's a quiet gap in the job market right now, and once you understand it, you're going to realize you have been missing a huge opportunity to stand out in the job market. You may realize even with all the buzz around about AI, only 0.28% of job postings in Canada mention about generative AI. And that's right, less than 1 in 300 for something that's supposedly be changing a lot of things around, but it's hardly showing up in the job ads. But that's not a problem, that's your advantage. Let me explain. If you are applying for jobs in Canada, you might have probably felt this where you are updating your resume, maybe tailoring each application, and I'm sure you're tweaking your cover letter a lot for every organization that you apply to, and still there is going to be absolute silence from the other side of the world. It's super frustrating for anybody, and you start wondering, is it my background? Is it my lack of Canadian experience? But here's what's actually happening. The job market is stuck between two worlds, the one it talks about and the one it actually operates in. And that 0.3% number, it exposes that gap in the clearest way possible. So let's understand why AI is missing from most of the job ads even now. So here is what is going on. Most companies have not fully adopted AI yet. It's expensive, right? And they're playing with it and testing it behind the scenes, but they're not confident enough to launch it or make it part of their official job descriptions. Not yet. I don't think so many organizations are ready for it. And there's a massive skills gaps, which is also a fact, and employers worry that most candidates won't know how to use AI effectively. So they try to avoid it in the job post altogether. They would rather teach their employees first who are existing in the organization as compared to bringing somebody externally with that sort of experience, because they really don't know what's going to work out yet, right? So the demand is hidden in plain sight, and one report showed that nearly 60% of AI related mentions were in STEM related jobs. But those roles make up only 6% of. If you see, this demand is hidden in plain sight, and one report showed that almost 60% of AI related mentions were only in some of the STEM jobs. But those roles make up only 6% of total postings. So you might be wondering, what about the remaining 94%? The need is still there, it's just not being said out loud. And that right there is your window. And here's how you turn this into your advantage. You don't need to become an AI expert or start writing some sort of a software course. All that you have to do is just need to start using AI as a professional tool. Same way you once picked up probably using an Excel for your work reasons, or probably build some PowerPoint, which might not be your expertise. Start with those basics. Use AI to research companies faster. Brainstorm smarter, write better emails, right? And prepare for interviews. Or even analyze some of the job descriptions. Nothing wrong in it. Use it for good advantage. And I'm sure that's going to make you work faster and effectively than most people ever will. So now here's the key. Don't just use it. You will have to show that actual effort. Add it under your skills on your resume, but with real outcomes. Not simply like familiar with ChatGPT. Say something like used AI tools to improve response time by over 30% in client emails. Absolutely, that's fine. If that's how your work is designed, why not? You can also talk about that in your cover letter, stating that I used AI to analyze my annual reports before applying. Talk about it in interviews. Here is how I would solve that problem, and here's how AI helps me do it 10 times faster. And when you talk about it, use their language and not the technical lingo that you might probably are used to. And you will have to for sure focus on outcomes like efficiency, time saved, better insights, and how it enforces that smoother communication between you and others. And that's what every hiring manager wants, whether or not they use the word AI. And this tiny statistic, which is about data, this is not about data, it's more like a direction. And most people won't notice a 0.28% figure. They'll keep applying the old way, wondering why nothing is working out for them. And if you understand what it really means, I'm sure you're going to move ahead quietly and quickly. And you don't become another applicant in the pile, and you will be someone who is already doing the work better, smarter, faster. Even if the job ad never mentions it, always the additional skills are going to be an added advantage and turns it into an asset. And especially in today's job market, that kind of signal stands out more than any buzzword that you might see in your resume or the job ad.